Kenneth Edward Wiggins is a native of Alabama and earned 3 academic degrees from institutions at his home state, including a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Mathematics from Troy State University in 1955. After earning his bachelor's degree, Ken began his educational career in the Bay County Public Schools in Panama City, Florida, as a science teacher. 4 years later, he returned to Alabama to complete his master's and doctorate degrees in science education from Auburn University in 1960 and 1962, respectively. Next, he moved to Kansas City to serve as assistant professor at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Ken spent 1 year there before moving to Stillwater, Oklahoma. August 16, 1963, Dr. Wiggins celebrated his birthday by beginning a long and successful career at Oklahoma State University as a professor of science education. He initiated the university's long-standing relationship with NASA education projects in 1968 when he received the contract to operate the NASA Spacemobile program, an educational demonstration program that provided assistance for teachers and K-12 students by developing space-related instructional materials and activities. OSU continued to operate this program as it evolved and underwent name changes over the time. Dr. Wiggins became known as the father of the Aerospace Education Services Project. He watched it grow from a program with 15 full-time staffers in 1979 to over 50 OSU employees based at 10 NASA regional centers, NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C., and in Stillwater at the time he retired in 1998. Dr. Wiggins also served as director of the NASA Teaching from Space program when it began in 1984, and OSU remains as the contractor for the program to this day. Oklahoma State University continues its strong relations with NASA in 2012. Now, with more than 40 years of experience leading education projects and current contracts in excess of $38 million. Ken has had a considerable influence on aerospace education in the state and on a national scale through his work with NASA. At Oklahoma State University, Dr. Wiggins was also the head of the Department of Aviation and Space Education. He served as Associate Director of the Research Foundation, as Co-Director of the Science Teaching Center, Director of Student Teaching, and as the Clarence Page Endowed Chair in Aerospace Education. During his tenure at Oklahoma State University, Dr. Wiggins chaired more than 90 doctoral committees. Those students went on to become leaders in education and in industry. Dr. Wiggins also chaired the Oklahoma Governor's Advisory Committee for Aerospace Education for 30 years from 1968 to 1998. He was a 1998 National Space Educator Award recipient and is a member of the Oklahoma Educators Hall of Fame. As Dr. Wiggins was in a position of leadership, situations varied at each NASA center and sometimes were in conflict with each other. Ken always remained positive, respected their opinions, and always had a catchphrase that would describe the circumstance. One of his favorite sayings was, "Let the rough end drag and the slick end slide." We all learned from his wisdom. There are several other phrases, but we would have to tell you after the program. Ken is married to Margaret, a retired teacher and principal, and they have one son, Mike. With the overwhelming support of colleagues, Ken and Margaret established the Doctors Kenneth and Margaret Wiggins Aviation Endowed Scholarship in the College of Education at OSU. Oklahoma State University College of Education is proud to welcome Dr. Kenneth Wiggins as a member of its Hall of Fame.